What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of my career here on the easports PGA Tour. Today we're entering our weekend for the Florida Classic. Now, obviously a completely fantasy tournament at a fantasy course at the Wetlands, but if you missed the first two episodes, make sure you check it out. Little spoiler alert, we have set ourselves up for a fantastic weekend here down in Green Cove Springs, Florida. We've been playing really good lately. This is now week 6 of the PGA Tour, and I think we're starting to round into our game really nicely, and probably at the perfect time, because right now, as you can see on the season 1 schedule below, we are 2 weeks out, 2 tournaments out from the Players, which obviously is an extremely difficult tournament. The majors, or 5th unofficial major, they're very difficult in this game. It's gonna require our best game to even make the cut, and that all starts now with building momentum in this, and then obviously the Arnie Palmer Invitational. So a couple weeks left to prep for this first highlighted event of the season, and we have set ourselves up in perfect spot to win our first ever PGA Tour. Now, will we? That's to remain to be seen. We are going into day 3 with 8 to 12 mile per hour winds. And if you remember from my second video, I said getting in a position to be in the final grouping is key for this event, because winds will pick up in Florida and it becomes very difficult. So going into Bay Hill, we're gonna have to be keep the pedal down, finish this event out. If we win it, great. As you can see, the leaderboard is absolutely jam-packed. We're sitting atop. And we just got to try and put the pieces together, and maybe we'll squeak out this weekend with our very first PGA Tour win. Would be kind of cool to win it here. Again, fantasy setting at a fantasy tournament, but nonetheless, I think we can, try and piece together something that'll work nicely, and maybe get away with our first win. We're doing really well so far. Lots of really good tournaments up to this point, and now we just got to kind of continue this before we make it out to Bay Hill. So big drive off tee box 1. We set ourselves up for another beautiful weekend. It is nice and sunny, just windy. Long par 5s to kick off this front 9. We talked about it last time. It is 4 par 5s on the front 9, and they're all long. They're all difficult.
Their name to that list. They've got skill. They've certainly got nerve. And all they need is to finish.
Can't get it there in 2, even on our best day, on our best swings. The only way we'd potentially get there is if the wind was helping us. And even still, to cover 84 yards with wind is still a very hard task. But like I said, we've been playing with our strengths. So our strengths right now have been our wedge shots. Haven't been the most dialed with them this tournament, but as you've probably noticed in the last 2 videos. However, our putting has kind of made up for that. So big rip here with the 60. The wind's kind of taking it. It's going to snap back off that green. So not the cleanest wedge shot. That one was more just an indicator of the wind, just ballooning our ball at the top there and not really giving us a chance to get it on the green. But here we go. Nice little chip shot back onto the green. Get ourselves a putt if it doesn't drop, which it does not. Pretty good attempt. 2 feet 4 inches to save that.
Be fairly pleased with that, Frank. What do you think?
I certainly do. It was
that par here on 1. Once again, I just gotta always give you guys a shout out. Much love to all the support and follows and comments lately. You guys have been crushing it on all of my content across all social media. I think we just crossed the 300 subscriber mark on my YouTube, which I was a Twitch streamer before this, so to see that YouTube is shining and we've gotten 300 subscribers in about 2 months, not even 2 months, when this game come out. It's been a month, maybe a little over a month. You guys have been crushing it. It does mean a lot. I like making these videos. I'm quickly loving this game more and more. There are some really annoying bugs in the game right now, but the last patch was pretty good. It did introduce those bugs that I just mentioned. But here we go, second hole, 5-iron. Wind is super gusty, so this needs to just stay on the green. I'm going to take a little bit off of it, and I've completely flared this one to the left. So took a couple days off here on the weekend to watch some hockey games. My Toronto Maple Leafs are up 3-1. It is the Leafs, though. They absolutely stole 2 games away. So took some days off. This is my first time back on the game in a few days, so got to get the tempo dialed in. Didn't worry about doing any practice rounds leading up to this. Just wanted to get on here and see if we can come into this Florida weekend. Florida swing, really, because we're headed to Bay Hill next. That's obviously a very special tournament, one that I'm really looking forward to try and compete at.
Oh, he's saying, where's the turn?
Yeah, I got fooled by that one. Putting beads even told me that one was turning and it wasn't. So we're gonna play this comebacker pretty straight.
Okay.
A little bit of deception on the green on that one, and that is not the start we were hoping for. Obviously, +1 through 2 is not ideal, especially when you had a par 5 to kick things off. So we probably will. It looks like the wind is getting the better of the field. You see a number of drop shots out there. But hey, we knew going into this weekend that if we could have a final grouping on day 3 and then hopefully a final grouping on day 4, we'd set ourselves up in great position, because if the wind comes in, which it clearly has, it makes things so much more difficult. And we gotta stay composed and see if we can't squeak some birdies out. It is gonna be a difficult day, because the thing is, like, it's very windy, but everything's still soft. So if your line gets blown off, it's still gonna land soft and probably spin a buttload. Plus the wind will help that. So because we got a lot of wind up there, I'm gonna club down to an 8-iron, aim well out to the right, let the wind just funnel it back towards the pin. See if we can't strike it good. A little miss hit on that one too. And okay, so got to give the wind that's gusting up there more respect. We got it to that back part of the green, but that's obviously a very, very long way to this hole. A little bit uphill, left to right, probably going to swing.
This is the sort of putt that he can have a good run at, ever so slightly up the hill with a hint of movement from left to right.
Come on, go, go, go. So a little too pacey, kind of took the break, or more of the break off than I probably wanted to, but still okay and happy with that putt. It's not bad. This should be a pretty straightforward up the hill, right to left for par. Give it the right speed, take some of the break out. Yeah, good putt there.
Nicely done.
So kind of a rocky start. Steady maybe is a better word to say that. A little bit of a mishap on that par 3, but
wow, check this out, Frank. Par 3, 4th.
But I hope you guys are enjoying springtime wherever you are. Again, I mean, this is why it's been kind of bittersweet with this game, because whenever a PGA comes out, it's usually towards spring, which in the States, you're probably getting nice weather. We had a week here in Canada of absolutely beautiful weather, and the last 3 days have been raining, snowing, and cold. So the absolute joys of being in Canada at this time of year. I was so close to getting out and potentially getting my first round under my belt, or taking the clubs out to go to a virtual golf. I mean, I can still in the winter. That's a tough shot. That is uphill. Wind is pushing right to left, but if I club back up to the 3-wood, I don't think we land the green. So that's a very, very difficult shot. And now we got that natural made bunker. You see the footsteps. We just got to try and pick it, clean it, land it soft. Does land pretty soft. A little bit farther and harder than maybe I was anticipating. Yeah, hopefully soon we'll get out to the course and or anywhere driving range and start swinging the clubs, because here we are with 6 days left in April, and I haven't even pulled the clubs out once yet. But a beautiful par putt there on number 4. So the day is off to a decent start. You now see Schauffele and Zalatoris both birdie later in their round. So definitely still scoreable. I mean, that's obviously very apparent.
On the left, because it really only cuts in to worry the longer hitters if you want to try and reach this par 5 and 2.
Really good rip at this one here.
Set up a wedge shot. Longer hitters, straight enough.
Right side of the green, so we do have a chance to kind of slingshot it around the left-handed trees that are kind of kicking out into the fairway there. So 342, obviously I mentioned it, very long par 5s that there's absolutely no way we get it anywhere remotely close. But I think I am going to...
Getting this to a good number.
There are birdies to be had. See, that is such a slingshot. That's the only thing. So maybe the 8-iron is the only play we can really do here. The wind should help it carry it a good extra 20 yards, so we can still get into that full swing wedge that we absolutely adore in this game. As you see, we just climb those trees, and that is a perfectly placed shot. And in that instance, the fast of 1.5% is actually going to help it sling it around and slice it around that tree. But
ready for his third shot.
So
needs to hit this
a lot longer than I thought we were. That's okay. We will have probably a good 9-iron just to get it to that back tier of the green with the wind. This might even be too much. And the worst part now is it's very, very fadey up there. Okay, my controller's doing that weird bug. That's one bug I hope they fix, is where your left thumbstick will just start to drift for literally no reason. Wind swirling. Okay, controller, please stop. What's happening here? Okay, stop. Let's just swing the club. Made okay contact with it, a little fast, but it is getting back to that. It needs to land soft, which we know these greens are soft. That is a phenomenal shot into that wind. We like to ride the wind. I've said that. I've said that pretty much in every single one of my videos, that I prefer to shape my shots right now with the wind, just because we don't have the skill points put in for miss hits. And a beautiful, beautiful putt to get back to even on the day. Birdie at the par 5 fifth. Very difficult pin placement. Beautiful third shot. Even better putt. So that is one thing that I've stressed this whole weekend is, you know, out at Pebble Beach, out at Riviera, my short game was top tier, A+. Has never been better in the season. I felt like all my full swing wedges were just landing within 5 feet, and then we didn't really need the putter because of how close we were playing. This week, it's kind of been a little tiny bit different. We've kind of noticed that the full swing wedges have not really been up to those standards that I like to put on them. Because obviously we put the most point into that. So we just cleared that crap there onto the fairway. I thought it would clear more than that, but a little bit of an underswing, and that wind is strong. But this week, putting has been our best friend. We've made a number of putts outside 15 feet. We've made a number of par putts to save our butt in that situation. And we're going to need it going down the stretch here. So here we go. Up the hill, 5 feet, right to left wind. I think a 7's too much, but we can definitely get all of this 8-iron. No need to take anything off here. Absolutely try and crush this one.
Oh, this could be good.
Yep, you heard the man say it. That is another phenomenal iron shot right there. So
I always knew that was going to be a good
need
shot.
it. We're definitely going to need it. Birdies are dropping. Now we got another tester here, right to left, down the hill slightly for about a 8 foot putt for birdie.
No, that's going to miss right.
Wow, for being down the hill, I fully expected that to break a couple more inches, and it just did not. Just hung out on that right edge. So another missed opportunity for birdie there, but we just got to stay calm and continue the grind. They'll be patient. There's lots of par 5s. We have 3 holes left on this front 9, and 2 of them are par 5s. So we're going to have to play well, because as you can see, Zalatoris, I believe that is now 3 or 4 under for the day. So he is scoring. I think I saw it was either Xander Schauffele or Scotty Scheffler. I combined the two there. But lots of birdies are being made. So par golf is not bad, but it's not going to win us this tournament. So we kind of readjusted our goals after we made the cut, and obviously we made the cut being at
you can't walk out and
in first place.
So
our expectations here at a very scoreable course, a rather easy. Some people have indicated that this is obviously easy. My goal now is to go into round 4 in that final grouping. If we can do that, then if we can play well tomorrow and get ourselves in that final grouping, I'm confident that we can actually take a stab at winning this whole dang thing. But that's how my mindset is in these games, is, you know what, like, I know what courses are going to be hard. I know what are going to be easier. And we got to just find where those easy courses are and get us our best opportunity. Because, again, I've talked about this many times, but some people say this game is way too easy. And I got to disagree. Come on, go in. Hit the cup.
Could it be? Oh, my goodness, that is not fair.
I'm glad it did hit the cup, because if it didn't hit the cup, that's going 10 feet plus past. But that literally just hit the back of the cup, popped straight up, and landed back on the lip. So new lip mechanics since the bug fix.
That one brushed
but
in.
I don't even remember what else. Oh, the difficulty of this game, right. So people are claiming that it's way too easy of a game, and I will say, compared to real PGA, the easier courses might be a little bit more unrealistic, where you will sometimes you do see winners get into the 20 under par, but winners in this on the easier courses are 25 under and better. However, we're playing on 100% AI difficulty, so if I go out and shoot 20 under par, there is a very good likelihood that a pro is going to go out there and shoot 25, 26 under par. So just because it's easy or scoreable, I don't think truly attests to the difficulty of the game, because we saw it when we went into Torrey Pines. We've seen it when we went into the Masters. We saw it when we went into the US Open. They prioritize the difficulty on those courses, and this one's just not even attempting to turn back. That would have been absolutely perfect distance. Instead, we find that natural sand bunker, and we're going to have very little green to work with to pick this one out cleanly. But that's just my take on difficulty. I've kind of jumped back and forth as we play this game. But looking forward to getting to the players and seeing if we can't hold our own. We're about an 84 overall now, so skill points are coming in nicely. Pretty good speed there, just kind of fast on the follow through, so it kind of splashed it out more right than I wanted to. But this leaves us in a perfect straight position up the hill. Almost no break entirely on this, and yeah, straight putt the whole way. Make a really good 3 here at probably arguably the most difficult par 3 on the course. I mean, you got the trees that are well placed on the left side. You have wind in your face, so it's going to be a long iron, and you have to sling it around a bend. So beautiful hole. We're on to this par 5. Like I mentioned, this is one of 2 fantasy courses that PGA is known for putting in their games. This tournament, obviously, I believe it replaces the Honda Classic, which obviously a very fun tournament at a very different golf course. But whether it was licensing or what it may have been, they obviously didn't put it in the game. So they have this PGA Florida Championship at a fantasy course. And I got to say, this course is a lot of fun to play. It's very different than a lot of courses. It kind of reminds me of Harbor Town a little bit, the golf links out there in South Carolina. And just in terms of its gameplay, you obviously have very soft conditions, lots of wind, Bermuda grass.
I'm not sure he got every bit of that,
but it's fun. It's very fun to play this tournament, and just because it's fantasy doesn't mean we shouldn't try and get home with this trophy. It would be our first ever. So sit soft, sit soft. Oh, it almost clipped the flag stick. That is a beautiful pitch shot. So you can see our pitch shot is now gold. We have been putting as many points as we can into that short game, and we got ourselves another down the hill, completely straight putt. No need to play any break on this one as it hits the center cup. We find our 3rd birdie of the day, 2 under for the day. We are now 16 under for the tournament, and we climb ourselves right back to the top of the leaderboard as we make the turn here on round 3. So really fun. We got 9 holes left to keep that momentum going, keep the pedal down, get ourselves into that final grouping for tomorrow, and anything can happen as we make it to the 10th hole here. Another very, very challenging par 3, and what makes this even more challenging is the wind is directly into our face, so an iron shot will not climb up that hill into the wind. It says it is downhill 9 inches, but the way the green is designed, it actually feels like it does go down and then back up. And even with the hybrid, obviously I took a little bit off, does not even find close to landing on the green surface. So far way back here, we're gonna have to pick this one again into the wind very cleanly, land it soft. Excuse me. And see if we can't oh, this one just came out dead left. Absolutely horrible shot there. We did leave ourselves with an uphill putt, so that is the silver lining, but this one does have quite a bit of movement into it. So a blemish here on the scorecard for number 10 to start things off. Turn, and just couldn't gauge the break up the hill there. A little too fast, blew it past some of the break, and now we got a comebacker about 4 feet here, left to right, and we will drain that putt. So a 4 out another par 3 is really the only mistakes we've made today. We will have a chance with what, 3 or 4 more par 5s on this 9 as well. That will slip us back, tied with Burns, who finishes the day at 63.
Best to play it left.
So far, he is the clubhouse leader, hoping that remains enough for him to get into the final grouping. It'd be fun to play alongside Sam Burns there. Haven't really been all that impressed with my driving today. I've been fast, I've been slow, I've been anything but the perfect that we're typically used to finding this deep into a round. And unfortunately, just not the best showing so far in round 3.
He's got 141 to the hole. Pin is on the front left.
Difficult shot here with a 9-iron, but I think we're going to ride the wind again. No point in taking off any of that with the threat of the miss hit. And I'm getting really choppy issues here with this game. So I kind of mentioned it the other day. The last patch definitely introduced some new issues, and one of them is performance while you're addressing the ball. You'll see yourself address the ball twice, and then when that happens, you get a little bit of lag. So not the most ideal patch that they've put out. It did fix some obviously glaring issues that I'm glad they fixed. But when you... What a putt. Absolutely beautiful. I have to cut myself off there because we just made a birdie on 11. A putt that I did not think would drop. That's beautiful to get back to 16 under par. So anyway, yeah, it's a good patch that fixed some very annoying things that kind of didn't help with performance issues. If anything, made it worse. However, if you've been following the forums, the developers have said another patch, not putt. Geez, too much golf on the mind. Another patch should be coming this week or early next week to address some of the issues that this patch opened up, as well as some other things that they're hoping to get in there. So I don't know what it is. There's just some weird thing that they introduced where your guy will address the ball twice, and then if that happens, you get a very, very big performance dip. So something that I'm not used to seeing in this game. If you see my review or if you watch any of my videos, I've been a big advocate for how well this game runs on PC, and unfortunately, as we set up for a second here, that has kind of dwindled with the last major patch. So not the most ideal, kind of frustrating, especially when like the quality of our videos depends on the performance. As you see, an absolute masterclass shot there with the hybrid, landed just before the green, used the natural wind to shape that ball, and it about 2 hops onto the green, and we now have a very, very makeable eagle up the hill, slightly left to right. This would be huge for our chances at making the final grouping. And we do get it just to sneak on that left side for an eagle 3 at the par 5 12. That was probably the best hybrid I've hit all season long. And Zalatoris will also birdie the 13th, so he is still trying to stay on par with us here, but I'm really happy with that entire hole. That was done beautifully. It really played to our strengths, and we sneak out of there with an eagle 3. Another difficult hole here. It's funny, you wouldn't think these holes are difficult because of how open they are, but it's the green that is always very well positioned, or sorry, the flag stick on the green. And into wind when you're only driving at about 270 to 280, it makes these shots way harder. So as you can see, 12-mile-per-hour wind left to right, but kind of towards us up the hill. We're going to take a full 7-iron swing to get this one there. And similar to last hole, just hope that, nope, I've actually flared this one well right. So that was extremely fast. Not entirely sure what happened there. That's more fast than I'm even used to. We did get some nice help with the wind to add some more spin. Kind of balloons it, which means it lands at a steeper angle and gets some more spin. So all in all, that ended up pretty much pin high. We do have a right to left down the hill here. Let's see if we can't steal another one here. That looks pretty good, but I think it's going to miss on the low side.
Hang on.
So
leave about 3 feet.
No harm, no foul. This should be a pretty straightforward par putt. Kind of an errant second shot being so fast on the follow through, but we will drain the par putt, remain at 18 under. We have 2 par 3s, 2 par 4s, and a par 5 to finish off the day. Would be fun to play with Will Zalatoris as well. Unfortunately for Will in real life, he's out indefinitely for the time being after some withdrawing with that injury. I believe it said he went and had surgery, but I might be misspoken.
Look at that front bunker. Try and fly
another difficult par 3. None of these par 3s are easy by any means. A little quick again. The wind's got to help it get there. It should land very soft and be good again. Oh, wow, we got no rollout on that, so landed on the fringe, just killed all momentum. Another down the hill putt, so probably not leaving myself in the most efficient position for comebackers.
Close to the hole, he's left himself with very makeable opportunities.
Even that one was fast, so these down the hills, while everything is soft, they do have some speed to them, so might need to readjust our calibrations and hope that we start figuring that out a little bit more. But we made it to the last par 5 on the day. The hole 15 here is another pretty lengthy par 5. I think this one is actually more gettable than previous ones. It's still going to take a mammoth draw, and if the wind's into our face, there's no chance we make it there, as we will be required to draw this off the tee box.
Just set it up for a nice wedge shot. But if you are going to go at this par 5 and 2, well protected by those 3 bunkers.
Pretty good shot. I still don't know why some of these shots are coming out 3.2 fast, because we've been perfect. What I feel like is the same speed somehow ends up quite a bit faster. So still not entirely sure what's going on with some of these. I think we can actually get this there. So this might be one of the first par 5s I actually attempt to do something that I haven't really done in any of these tournaments lately. Go against my better judgment and have a rip at it. And that right there is a prime example of why I just don't like to do that. Oh, it just stays out. I think that will be considered sand,
the green, but in the bunker.
Which is weird because now we have a pick shot.
Can do from here. Really need a birdie right now.
I don't understand how some of these. So I don't know if the wind just attacks the ball immediately. Like I don't know if they quite have it figured out where the wind will adjust something in the air. Because I talked about this in my review. But it seems like when you hit the ball, if it's not perfect, it seems like the wind affects it immediately. And I know some people are like, oh, well, that's just you being fast or slow, which means that it affects it as a push or pull. But if that was the case, it would snap to the right first or left or push pull it. And then the wind should then still affect it somewhat. And it's doing both of those options at the very start. Horrible, horrible putt attempt there. So I got to think that is probably the straightest putt, even with the beads going left to right here. Obviously, speed was not great, but misread there. So another very lackluster par 5. But yeah, even that, like, yes, I mishit it by a tiny bit, but it's a sand shot going about 10 feet onto the green and then rolling out. If I miss hit by 0.5%, there's no way 0.5% slams you left or right 20 feet, and then I guess it's not a great example because wind wouldn't probably affect that shot that much, but same with that 7-iron I hit. If I aim way out left, the wind is left to right, I miss-hit it a little bit, it should miss-hit first, then the wind affects it in the air. It feels like it calibrates all of that at the same level, same time, and then throws it at your ball the second it comes off the club face, which, as we all know, would never happen in real life. It might happen, surely, on the way to the top of the apex, but it still wouldn't happen immediately off your club. Like even that, bit fast, it looks like it tugs, and it's just had this line the entire time. You see what I'm kind of trying to say? I think it calculates the number of the wind mixed in with the factor of your miss hit and puts it all together at the beginning and doesn't provide the most realistic attack angle or flight path, whatever you want to call it, to where your target was. So, again, maybe talking a little bit more than we should as I miss-hit this one as well. And now you just got everything throwing this so far to the middle of the green. Does land soft. This will not be an easy putt.
And that ball looked very good in the air.
Just some things that, like, again, although my review was pretty much positive, saying there's a lot of things to like about this game, there's a lot of room for improvement, I will start picking on things a little bit, or not picking on, being a little bit more critical as I notice them in-game. As we tried to get another one here, we just blow it by about a foot. So the brakes are definitely not that crazy today, whether that's wind or whether it's just the soft conditions. Not truly rolling it up the hill as much as we would have thought. Still a pretty good scorecard nonetheless. Very, very difficult day. Will Zalatoris now at 17 under par at 17, so he has the 18th hole to contend with. We have the difficult par 3. So
it's a hole really that shapes up
well, very, very difficult up the hill with wind directly into our face. This is going to require another masterclass hybrid shot as you see the apex meter swirling around. So this could go straight at it. This could go left. Fast but perfect tempo. This could be really, really good if it lands soft. Yeah, I mean, that's one thing is on most days you shoot that shot with the hybrid onto the green like that, even in soft conditions, it's flying through the green. But when you have nearly 15 mile per hour, 12, 13 mile per hour winds hitting the face of your ball, it's going to balloon it up and land it soft. So straight putt here. No need to worry about break too much. And we find ourselves another birdie. So similar to Will Zalatoris, we have managed to birdie the difficult 17th, and we head to 18 with a very, very good chance of making it into that final grouping alongside Will Zalatoris, pending any major blow-up that might occur on this very short par 4. So again, might seem short, but if wind is with us,
just position the tee shot. You don't have to hit driver down here.
I think we're going to give this an absolute monster rip. Full power. Hopefully tempo doesn't screw us over, and see if we can't somehow drive it
10, 15 feet. Finish with a birdie.
What's going on here?
Why
Why
is stray? Then what?
Oh, no.
There we go.
Don't think of straying on this hole. This is the
3.2% tempo is not going to turn it to the direction we need, but still not bad.
Well, there's gator on the
I mean, even if it was slower tempo and more accurately, I don't think we would have got it on the green on a day like this. So still not bad. 43 yards, should have a nice pitch shot.
So a big drive and not much needed.
Try and land it actually short of the hole here. See if the natural undulations in the green kind of roll it back down towards the pin. I make really good contact. It does not land as soft as I wanted. So another mistake here with the short clubs. Just have not felt truly in sync with my clubs this week. But nonetheless, this to get up and down. We'll play alongside Will Zalatoris in the final round. Not sure how that works because I don't know if his model is in the game, so it might shake up the order, which is kind of weird, and put us with somebody that is in the game. But ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. We have staved off the very difficult wind at a pretty challenging course when it's soft. We have shot a 67, so 5 under, still a very good round. By no means is anywhere near what you saw Sam Burns do, which is 9 under. And we have put ourselves in a very, very good position to win our first ever PGA Tour event. Probably one of the easier ones for sure. There's no secret that, but as we get geared up, as I mentioned, towards some of these difficult ones, we now find ourselves. So yeah, so little sneak peek into next video. We are alongside Xander Schauffele, so that is a little weird. I'm not going to lie to you guys whether, well, actually, let's see. Did Xander go out after us? No, so exactly what I thought. You won't actually get paired with anybody that's not in the game. I really wish they did what other previous games did, where you either don't see the shots by that PGA professional that's not in the game, or they have that in even if it's not playable, which I guess would make little sense. You would think if it's in the game, it should be playable. But a little weird that we are playing with the third position golfer in Xander Schauffele, but I do like playing alongside Xander. That is all for this video, guys. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. We got the finale of the Florida Showdown at Wetlands Fantasy Course out in Green Clove, Florida, and looking forward to it. It's been a lot of fun. We're going to try and squeeze out that win as we head to Bay Hill. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch you back in the next part. Bye, guys.